Earlier this year, Big Ed Brown and Liz Woods broke up well before the tell-all special for the single life. They hooked up after the tell-all only for Ed to dump her again. 8 times, he dumped her via text message. Now, Big Ed and Liz are engaged and have been for nearly 2 months. No one knows why they're engaged. And a lot of people think that Liz is just a pawn in Ed's game to stay famous. When 90 Day Fiance viewers were first subjected to Big Ed Brown, he wasn't with Liz. Instead, he was busy lying to and mistreated Rosemary Vega. It's said that everyone has a type. Vulnerable 20-something single moms seem to be Ed's. In addition to shaming her for her stomach ulcer and body hair, Big Ed lied to Rose and wasted her time. Before he even flew out to meet her, he told his buddy that he was keeping secrets from her. The first was his true height. The second was that he planned to get a vasectomy instead of having more kids. Ed waited until the last minute to tell Rose the truth. Rose wanted more kids, and Ed knew that, which is why he lied to her for so long. When he told her, Rose dumped his lying ass on the spot, which Ed had to have known would happen. What exactly was the point of all of that if Ed knew that this big lie would be a deal breaker when he told Rose? One possibility is that he hoped that she would be so emotionally under his thumb and so desperate that she'd give up her life plans for him. But that's not who Rosemary is, and one assumes that Ed must have known that. There is also the distinct possibility that Ed was hoping to just use Rose for sex. Plenty of men have lied to women to sleep with them because it's convenient, with no need for the cameras. But Big Ed's behavior since then, and his reality TV fame, bring up other possibilities. Ed wasn't satisfied with treating one woman like this on camera. He wanted another. Liz Woods was yet another 20-something single mom who had no idea that Ed, a customer, would ask her out. He did, and the two began filming for 90 Day, the single life's first season. Did Ed take any lessons to heart from how he treated Rosemary? No, and one almost asks why he would. He wasted months of her life only to rise to internet popularity and widespread meme status. After all of that, he got another season on the franchise. So, naturally, Ed treated this woman, who was about half his age, only a little better than he treated Rose. Cruel voicemails, mind games, and multiple breakups via text message defined Ed's tumultuous relationship with Liz. By the time that the tell-all was filmed, Ed and Liz had been out of contact for weeks. Ed got a stern talking to from his castmates, most notably from Debbie Johnson. After that, Ed talked his way into bed with Liz that very night, only to text message break up with her hours later. Big Ed is going to appear on the Single Life's second season too. So far, trailers have shown him trying to date again after being with Liz, seeing new, young women. But we all know that he is reportedly engaged to Liz, proposing to her just 2 months ago. That means that, after everything, the two are back together, which is a very bad idea. Liz is a young single mother who may be emotionally and financially vulnerable to Ed's manipulation. But what is Ed thinking? Maybe Ed is really the goofy, deeply stupid man whom he pretends to be, but fewer and fewer fans are buying that. He plays dumb to try to weasel out of backlash for his abhorrent behavior, and it's easy to spot when he does it. Does Ed even want to be with Liz? It's looking more and more like he just likes being famous and will use anyone to stay on camera.